You know that moment when you pick up a remote control and the wrong channel is playing? But instead of changing it, you sit there getting more and more irritated by what you are watching. Not because you cannot change it, but because you are already emotionally inside what is playing. Most people do exactly that with their thoughts every single day, and they do not even realize it. Let me talk to you directly for a moment. Today is not heavy because life is heavy. Today feels heavy because of which mental channel you selected first, and then stayed on without noticing. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is not fully loaded yet. It is like a screen that just turned on. But within seconds, the old channels try to auto-load. Yesterday's worries, yesterday's conversations, yesterday's unfinished tasks, yesterday's emotional reactions. And most people press last channel without knowing they are doing it. And they say, this is just how my days are. No, that is just the channel you selected. Here is the powerful part that almost nobody is taught clearly. Yesterday's emotional momentum does not have permission to run today unless you reactivate it with attention. Momentum is not a monster that follows you. Momentum is a signal you keep feeding. If you stop feeding it, it stops growing. There is a simple timing principle behind this. When you hold one thought gently for about 17 seconds, your mind begins to call in more thoughts like it. It is like tuning a radio frequency. At first there is static. Then the signal locks. Then the sound becomes clear. That is how emotional momentum begins. Not from fate, not from personality, but from focused duration. Your real morning power is not in controlling events. It is in choosing the first emotional channel on purpose and holding it just long enough to let it stabilize. This does not mean you must wake up smiling like a motivational poster. It means you wake up and choose something emotionally lighter than yesterday's default. Something believable, something soft. Something like, this is a new day, and I am willing to feel a little easier this morning. That is enough to begin a new signal. Do not turn this into pressure. Pressure is resistance in disguise. Soft choosing works better than emotional force. The system responds to ease faster than to determination. Tonight, before you sleep, do something very small but very important. Do not review your problems. Do not make emotional promises. Just say quietly to yourself tomorrow, I will choose my first thought gently and on purpose. Then let it go. That is setting direction without creating tension. When you wake up, before your phone, before messages, before conversation, notice your first few thoughts. Do not judge them, just notice them. Then choose one slightly better thought and hold it. Not perfectly, just deliberately. Something like today can feel a little smoother than yesterday. That is enough to start a new emotional direction. During the day, you will drift. Someone will say something. A message will arrive. A memory will activate. Suddenly you are on a different mental channel. This is not failure. This is being human. The problem is not drifting. The problem is staying there and analyzing the channel while it keeps playing. Most people try to fix a bad emotional state by studying it. That usually makes the signal stronger. Attention feeds momentum. Instead of analyzing, interrupt the broadcast. Change physical position, stand up. Walk to another room, drink water slowly. Look outside for 1 minute. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. These are not escape moves. These are signal resets. You're telling your nervous system the broadcast is changing now. There is another important tool here. When emotion drops, do not become more specific. Become more general. Specific thoughts increase emotional intensity. General thoughts reduce it. Instead of, this meeting is a disaster, shift to, I am learning how to stay steadier in situations. That keeps direction but lowers emotional heat. Do not paste happy statements over unhappy feelings. Your mind rejects emotional lies. Use believable bridges. I am settling, I am easing, I am finding my balance again. These are emotionally honest, and they help you move upward without inner conflict. Let me give you another modern example. Think of your mind like a navigation app. If you take a wrong turn, the app does not scream at you for 20 minutes. It recalculates calmly, quietly, immediately. But humans take a wrong emotional turn and then lecture themselves for an hour. That lecture is more damaging than the wrong turn. Your emotional system recalculates through gentleness, not criticism. There is also something deeply reassuring I want you to understand. There is a larger part of you that is not stressed, not behind, not confused. Call it higher awareness, inner intelligence, source mind, whatever word feels comfortable. That part of you is always broadcasting clarity and solutions, but you only hear that broadcast when your emotional noise level drops. That is why relief comes before answers. Calm comes before clarity. Ease comes before insight. People often say, "Tell me how to fix my life." But the real sequence is soften your state and then solutions appear. It is like trying to hear music while standing next to construction noise. You do not fix the music. You reduce the noise. You are not being pulled upward by effort. You rise emotionally when resistance is released. Imagine holding a ball underwater. You do not need to push it up. You only need to stop holding it down. Your natural state is upward movement when pressure is removed. When you protect your emotional state, life begins arranging easier pathways. Better timing, better conversations, better ideas. From the outside, it looks like luck. From the inside, it feels like flow. It is actually signal matching. Life responds to your active emotional broadcast, not your past one. Another trap to avoid is overcorrecting. When you notice you are off your preferred emotional channel, do not panic and try to fix everything immediately. That creates more resistance. Think of it like turbulence in a plane. You do not run to the cockpit. You stay seated and breathe until the air smooths out. Sometimes the best reset is rest. A short nap resets emotional momentum faster than mental effort. Quiet sitting resets faster than emotional debate. Silence is not weakness. Silence is recalibration. If rest is not possible, choose gentle distraction. Light music, a short walk, organizing a drawer. Something neutral that does not trigger emotional stories. Neutral is often the fastest bridge back to positive. After a few days of practicing this, you will start noticing something interesting. Small, helpful coincidences increase. The right message arrives at the right time. The helpful idea appears earlier than usual. Difficult conversation goes smoother than expected. These are not random miracles. These are low-resistance pathways becoming visible. You will also become less interested in emotional drama conversations. Not because you are avoiding people, but because your system recognizes signal contamination faster. You will choose lighter conversations more often without forcing it. There is one more important piece. Do not try to maintain a high emotional channel all day perfectly. That expectation creates pressure. The real skill is not never falling off. The real skill is returning faster and more gently each time. Think of emotional skill like balance on a bicycle. Not never wobbling, but correcting smoothly. At the end of the day, do not measure success by tasks completed. Measure it by emotional navigation. Did you notice your state sooner? Did you soften faster? Did you interrupt negative momentum earlier? That is real progress. Life is not a project to finish. It is an experience to feel. You are not here to get everything done. You are here to feel your way through what you are doing. Enjoyment is not the reward at the end. It is the method along the way. So tomorrow morning, when your mind screen turns on, do not press last channel. Choose deliberately. Choose softly. Hold the signal for a few seconds. Let momentum build gently. Drift when you must. Reset when you can. Go general when emotion drops. Rest instead of wrestle. Relief before solutions. Small emotional choices. Real directional power. You are not controlled by yesterday's signal. You are selecting today's broadcast. And that changes everything.